welcome to day 20 of 31 Days of Haley's Halloween, and today is this realistic version of Sally with her clothes painted on. So what I first start off by doing is painting the patches of clothing on, and as you see, the other side of my body is yellow because I accidentally painted it on the wrong side. So please make sure when you're checking reference that you are doing it backwards on yourself. So I first started off by taking yellow body paint, and it's all by Mayron, and filling in those patches of clothing. Oh, and I forgot to say that I did put on like my base makeup of my face makeup, if that makes any sense. But I put on my foundation and concealer powder and my eyebrows first, and then I went in and did the clothing. With her clothing, I continue to look at a reference photo because I did not want to mess up because I already had to take off a bunch of yellow paint before, so I just kept referring back to that reference to make sure everything was correct, and I filled in the purple and blue side. Then taking a black body paint and a small detail brush, I continued to make the patterns on Sally's patchwork clothing, which the one side, which is purple, has these swirly designs that all connect together. So I just started off by making one swirl and then connecting each and every one. Then I start to shade each patchwork with different colors of eyeshadow that correspond to the colors. So I was doing the yellow side, I would use a brown or a dark yellow toned eyeshadow to give us that dirty, old, rugged effect, and then just shadowing where it would dip in on our body. And then going to the purple side, which I probably should have done this before the swirls, and going with a dark purple and shading that, and then going in with a dark brown and shading in between each piece of patchwork, and also shading onto my skin, so that way it looks like the fabric is casting a shadow onto our body. Then priming my eyelids with my Urban Decay primer potion, and then setting that with a white shadow. Then going in with my Morphe 35B palette in these blue shades that match Sally's skin tone. I did not want my skin to be completely blue, so I made the eye look blue. And then just continuously packing the color on the outer corner and sweeping it through my crease. And then adding some black wing liner with my NYX Epic Ink eyeliner. Then curling my lashes and adding some mascara to them. And going in and hollowing out my cheekbones a little bit by contouring them. I didn't want a huge contour to make it look my cheeks sunken in, but I also didn't want to be not looking dead. Starting off with our wounds, it's basically pretty simple. All you're gonna do is lay down a layer of latex, add some cotton, which I use cotton balls, and then pull it apart and then roll it into little like lines or worms or whatever you want to call it, and then I put them on top of the latex that we already laid down, and then you cover it in more latex, and then you just build it and flatten it to make it look like it's your actual skin. Throughout this whole process, I am referencing Sally's stitches and how she is put together basically. So I did the one like through her eye, not putting latex on my eye because I didn't want to get too dangerous, and then doing my mouth, around my neck, and then the lines on my chest, keeping in mind when you go down to your chest that it would be underneath your clothing, so you do not want to put it on top of the body paint that you already laid down. And after all that is dry, I go in with my foundation color again, and I pat that all over the white cotton. Then taking a mix of red and black body paint, I put that right in between the two pieces of cotton that we had laid down to make the center of our wound. Now taking a red shadow, I add that all around the latex and cotton that we laid down earlier to make it look like irritation. To add our stitches is pretty simple. I had twine on hand. It would look more realistic if you had black like string or thick thread. That would be perfect for this, but I just used regular twine since that's all I had. And I just cut it into little strips and then added liquid latex onto the end of them and then placed them on each side of the wound. After you get done with all the stitches and the latex is dry, I did add black dots to each side of the thread where it would be going into our skin before I added all the scab blood and sage blood. I added scab blood mostly to each side of the stitches in some parts of the middle of the wound, and then going in adding some sage blood to run down my face and on different areas. It's kind of your personal preference on where you want to put it. Then filling in my lips red with my Kat Von D Everlasting Liquid Lipstick in Nosferatu, my absolute favorite liquid lipstick ever. I then went back to check the reference photo on Sally and I realized that I had missed that pattern on one of her arms, so I went back in after I added my wig to add those black lines to the yellow side. And that finishes up this tutorial. I hope you guys have enjoyed my 31 days of Hailey's Halloween and this tutorial. If you had, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe down below, and turn on post notifications. I'll see you guys next time. Bye!
What's this? What's this? There's color everywhere. What's this? There's white things in the air. What's this? I can't believe my eyes. I must be dreaming. Wake up, Jack. This isn't fair. What's this? It's Mr. Hokey Pokey. In the wind that feels like tragedies that have. Cats and owls scream. It's Halloween. It's looking green. Aren't you scared? Well, that's just fine. Say it once, say it twice. Take a chance and roll the dice right with the moon in the dead of night.